Everybody's recovery is not even the same. Like, there are people that walked out of their tummy tuck standing straight up. Like, I don't know how they did it, but they were standing straight up. Like, when what's up, guys? I wanted to chime in today and give you guys a Q&A session that you've been asking for in the different videos that I've posted about my most recent procedure, my mommy makeover. I know I've been talking about a tummy tuck, but the overall compilation of the things that I had done is actually considered a mommy makeover. So sit back, relax, get your pens and paper out because I know you guys have a lot of questions and I know that this video is going to answer a lot of them. All right. All right, so let's get into the video. Okay, are all the scars the same? Big, little, heal fast? No, all the scars are not the same. I've seen some jack-o'-lantern scars that the doctor just went ham and maybe it like ripped. I don't know, but it's like zigzag. I've seen some really precise, precision type cuts. I've seen so many different types of cuts. Mine is sort of precise with like a little um, right over the pubic area, but I've seen some really bad scars, and some people keloid. Some people have really small scars because they got a mini tuck, and some people's are shorter in length. Mine goes from cheek to cheek, like it's an extended one. So the different scars, and then the way that it heals is different because everybody's skin is different. So no, they're not all the same. The doctors don't cut them all the same. They apparently don't go to the same schools to do the same type of plastic surgery. So some people don't, you can't even tell they have a scar. Me, I'm not there yet. So I'm only 2 months. So my scar is not in the disappearing phase yet. Like, okay, so is it hard to poop? Do I need a laxative? So, like any other surgery that requires you to take an opioid or narcotic, you will most likely have an issue with poop time. Like, you should definitely have a stool softener, not a laxative, but a stool softener, because for the first 3 or 4 days, you're not going to be able to poop. Like, you just aren't. It don't matter how much water you drink. It don't matter how much greens you eat. The narcotics are naturally designed to constipate you. And I don't know why, but if you are using narcotics, then you are going to be constipated. It just is. So just know what to expect. Yes, you're going to be constipated. Drink a lot of water, take stool softener, move around. Like, your movement also helps your movement. Bowel movement. Your movement around the house helps your bowel movement into the body. So yes. Standing, sitting, laying, what helps? Sitting. Sitting definitely helps more than laying. Sitting. Because you almost have to be in a jackknife position most of the time during your recovery, the initial phase of your recovery. So sitting, that is a natural sitting position. Like, jackknife is like a natural sitting position. So that's why the recliner is recommended. And maybe if you had a recliner with a lift, like the automatic lift, that's even better because it helps you get up out the chair. But sitting is the best position. And then being propped up, if you don't have a recliner, having a place where you can be propped up by different types of pillows also helps. I see a lot of people in different videos and things during their recovery that they were propped up, like their legs were propped up and then their backs were propped up so that they were in the natural sitting and jackknife position. So sitting by far is the best position for during your recovery. What are recommended clothes for recovery? Very loose. It depends on what you get. So if you're just getting a tummy tuck, panties that come up over your incision are best. So like thongs and stuff, I wouldn't suggest those. I think like the natural period panties that people purchase that are like big, comfy, like stretchy but huggy kind of fabrics. They almost look like stocking fabrics. Those are the better because they are very soothing to the incision. And you're wearing your faja for a while. So I was wearing my faja. I was in my faja when I came home. Yeah, they put me in my faja before I wait, was I in a faja? Yeah, I was in my faja when I came home. So um, I would say really loose clothes. What I wore nightgowns and tank tops, but my nightgowns, I turned like uh, maxi dresses into nightgowns, and then I bought these oversized house dress kind of nightgown things, and I bought black. Like black was my best friend during this time, black, because if I had any blood or any fluids or anything that got on it, I could just wash it and no stains. So black maxi dresses or sweats or whatever loose fitting clothing you can find. Whatever loose fitting clothing. You don't want anything with like an elastic band that's going to go around your abdomen because you really don't want anything touching your incision. So like the faja is going to be tight enough. So I would say a dress for females. For guys that get it, I don't know what you guys will wear. Like, I don't know. Like they make night shirts for guys, but I don't know. But for girls, the night dresses, maxi dresses, anything that you can just literally pull over your head and let fall, that doesn't require you to do a whole bunch of maneuvering to get into. And yeah, that's what I did. What helps with swelling? Okay, so for me, swelling was crazy. I'm still in swell hill. Like I'm literally swollen right now. But pineapples, fresh pineapples help. Canned pineapples help. Pineapple juice helps with swelling. Beet juice helps with swelling. I got this Opti Health or Opti Surgery Recovery pill mixture. It's like a herbal pill mixture, and it has a different kind of formula mixed in there. But the main ingredient in there that helps is bromelain, and bromelain naturally helps with anti-inflammatory and swelling. It knocks it out. Then I also got the arnica tea, which you can get on Amazon. A 3-pack is like maybe $10, $20 maybe on Amazon, and it's 3 boxes of 20 tea bags. That helps. The arnica pills help. The arnica cream helps. Yeah, water helps a lot. Water helps. Um, that's pretty much it. Like staying away from sodium, that helps not swell. So when can I pick up my baby again? So I don't have children, but I do have grandchildren, and I was not able to pick up my younger grandbabies that were 20 pounds or less. I wasn't able to pick them up for 4 weeks, and then even after the 4 weeks, it was really hard to pick them up because I felt the pull in. Because remember, I had the muscle repair and the hernia repair, so you just got to think about. When you lift, even though you don't know you're using your core, you're using your core muscles. So anything that's going to require your core muscles to engage, you shouldn't be doing. So I would say nothing more than about 8 to 10 pounds. So if you have a baby and you have help, then I would solicit the help of others to do the lifting for a few weeks. And then once your doctor clears you to lift more than the 8 and 15 pound limits, then you go back to picking them up. But until then, I would just, solicit as much help as I possibly can get. I know that's hard to do because I remember having babies and they don't want anybody but their moms. So I'd say just really solicit as much help as you can get. The more help you can get, the better. Okay. Baby, how long can you sustain standing at a time? At the beginning, I could not stand for more than like a minute, if that. 2 minutes max. Like getting out of the shower, I had to literally get out the shower and sit down in a chair to dry it off because your back hurts so bad from the jackknife position, and you can't like stand up because you're so tight. Like they pull your skin so tight, so tight. So for me, because I can only tell you for me, I could not stand up for more than a minute or two. And then I just had to sit. And I was out of breath. Like I literally was out of breath walking from my bathroom to the bedroom, from the bedroom to the laundry room, from the laundry room to the stairs. Like I had to take breaks between all of these places. And my bathroom to my bed or to the recliner chair is only about 20 feet, 20 or 30 feet. So it's so exhausting. Like recovery, the first 2 weeks of recovery is exhausting. But after about 2 weeks, I was able to stand longer. Walking still was a chore. Like after I walked for about 5 minutes, I had to sit down and like take a break. And I remember I was using the walker. So I was using a walker for 3 weeks, even though I was standing up straight. At 2.5 weeks, I was still using the walker for another half a week, kind of, because it was just hard. Some things were just really hard. So standing a minute, maybe 2 minutes, walking maybe 5 minutes, and I just have to sit. When can I drive again? I did not drive until I was able to stand up straight, so 2.5 weeks. You should be able to drive when you are off of your narcotics, but that varies from person to person. So some people are off of their narcotics, right away, but then others have to use it for a prolonged period, just depending on what they had done and the extensiveness of the procedure. So, whenever you come off your narcotics, you should be able to drive again, but as far as physically, I was not physically able to do it until I was able to stand up straight because I had to be able to get into the car, get out of the car by myself. So I just waited until I was able to stand up straight, and then it was a little bit easier. Okay, so then what are some of the mental health issues associated with the tummy tuck? Oh my God. Yeah, I thought I was botched. Like I legit thought I was botched from day 2. Like the first day that I was able to see my incision, because you don't really see your incision the first day. You see it day 2, day 3-ish. Once you go back to the doctor to get them to, check to make sure everything's going right and that the fluid and stuff is coming off. And like I didn't really see it until they took my bandage off, which I think they took my bandage off day 2. Day 2 it came off. So I went the next day. I went back to the doctor. They didn't take it off that day, but it came off the next day. So day 2 post-op. I thought I was botched, yo. I was like, oh my God, what did I do? Like I literally wanted to cry every day. Like I didn't want to look at myself. My boobs were huge because they had to put all of the fat in because the fat does not, like all of it doesn't catch. So they had to put a lot of fat in so that some of it could catch on. But coming home, I had like these missiles that was just sitting up here like gazongas, like they was huge. And I thought that I was going to look like a bus driver or like a truck driver from the top. And like my thighs were morbid. Like I was huge. I went to the surgery place on my day of surgery weighing 209 pounds. I came home weighing 225 pounds. 225 pounds. Do you know how big that is? I looked morbid. Like I was huge. My thighs were huge. I couldn't fit anything. So dresses naturally were the easier option. Couldn't fit anything. It felt like every part of me was going to pop. Like my arms were swollen, my boobs were swollen, my abdomen was swollen, thighs were swollen. The only thing that wasn't swollen was my butt, but at that point my butt was big anyway. So it was just too much, like too much. So I thought I was botched, and I didn't have anybody to really talk to about it because I talk to my kids every day. Like I talk to my kids literally every day, all day long. So I talk to them, but I didn't really tell them too much about it. And like the days that I had my crying spells where I just felt like I don't know why I did this. Like I didn't want to do it. Why did I do this to my body? Kind of days. I never told them about that until after I was through it or on the other side of it. And I wasn't on the other side of it until a month post-op. Like day 1 to a month post-op, I wanted to cry every day. Like getting out of the shower, having to give myself a shot in the leg. That was awful. I did not know I had to do that. Nobody told me I had to do that before I had the surgery. That I was going to have to give myself a needle in the leg. So I wasn't even able to do it. My husband had to do it and my daughter had to do it. So that was that. And then mind you, I already suffer from massive anxiety and I could not take my anxiety medicine because it was messing with the other things that I had going on. So I was going crazy. I was literally going crazy. And I thought I was going to be worse off than I already was. And I thought that they had stitched me too tight. So I thought I was going to be bent over for the rest of my life. Like that was my main fear. I was going to be bent over for the rest of my life. And my scar was going to be huge. And I was just going to physically be ugly. So that's what I dealt with. And once I came out on the other side of it, a month out, when I was able to like physically put on real clothes and move around and kind of see myself outside of the initial recovery, and I started to lose the weight, I was all good. Like the girl was good. But before that, I was tripping, y'all. I was tripping. Like nobody tells you that you're going to be tripping. I had the same issue with the lipo. Nobody told me the emotional issues that I was going to go through with the lipo. I'm still dealing with those lipo issues because I had lipo this time too. Except this time it's my whole back. So I'm dealing with the lipo burn. I'm dealing with the itching. I'm dealing with the pain that, just never goes away because I'm like constantly in pain. Like the numbing goes away and then you start to feel all of the pain that comes with it, with the body contouring that is still happening after the actual procedure. Like I'm still going through all of that, and you add that onto the foolishness with the tummy tuck part of it, the boob part of it, like not being able to wear a bra and not wanting to look like I had a boob job. Like so many different things going on. So many different things. So I suggest you get a mental health team before you have this procedure. You need to have, like there are some surgeons that require you to get cleared by a mental health professional. Thankfully, I'm already with mental health. I already have a mental health team, so I didn't have to get cleared. Like they knew what I was taking medication for. I have a psychiatrist, I have a therapist. They knew, but my therapist told me that she sometimes has to clear people to get this kind of surgery because nobody tells you the mental health trauma that you're going to suffer. Like your hormones are doing different things too. So you have a hormonal imbalance. Like, I mean, it's just crazy. So I just suggest that you have somebody in your pocket to talk to talk you through this whole recovery process, because it's nothing like anything you've ever experienced before. Unless you had a C-section. If you had a C-section, you halfway have been through what I've experienced. I've never had a C-section before, so I never knew what recovering from being cut open was like. I never experienced that. But if you have, sis, you a gangster, okay? Gangster, because you chose to do this. You carried a whole human in your body, and then you chose to have them cut out of you. Or if you didn't choose to have them cut out, but you had to have them cut out and you survived it, to tell the story about it later, you're a whole gangster, okay? Hats off to my peeps. So when can I go back to work? If you work from home, you can go back to work when you're able to sustain, a lasting period of day. Like I slept a lot during the beginning part of my recovery. So I took off 2 weeks. For tummy tuck, I think you should definitely take off for a full week, if nothing else. By the second week, I was going stir crazy. I probably could have logged in and did something. But the first week for sure, because I was on the narcotics, I was dozing off like in a dope nod. So there was no way that I could be on anything talking, talking. Like there was no way. So definitely a week, and then play it by ear after that first week. But definitely a week. And if you have drains and stuff, I don't know what that is. That experience is like, because I heard that it's way worse, and like the level of pain that you're in and stuff is way worse. So definitely a week. Why don't I want to? I mean, is it hard to ask for help from your spouse? Okay, so I have this thing before I even had the surgery with not wanting to feel like a burden. And I feel like when you decide to have plastic surgery or cosmetic surgery, that you are inflicting certain things on yourself. So because of that, I feel like I shouldn't ask for help, because I did it to myself kind of thing. So I really don't like asking for help, and I really didn't enjoy asking for help from my husband, but my husband was there to help me. He was very supportive. He was very helpful. He got me through a lot. I mean, I had a whole accident and had a meltdown because I had an accident. Like, I shouldn't have even have melted down the way that I did. I peed on myself. Like, I did this when I had the lipo, but it was worse this time because I had a tummy tuck and I really couldn't bend down. And like, I had a whole accident. Like, the lipo accident was just, pee kind of come down your leg a little bit. No, I like messed the floor up, messed my faja up. Now, mind you, when you are in the tummy tuck recovery, just getting in and out of the garment is a whole full body exercise workout, like full body workout. So having to take the garment off, get in the shower, wash the garment, because at that point I had to wash the garment out by hand, wash the garment, put on more clothes, put on a temporary garment to hold me together, because I felt like I was falling apart and stuff. All of this stuff where I can't breathe barely, I can't sustain standing up, I have to sit down in the shower. I can't do most things for myself. I didn't want my husband to know I had the accident, but there were some things I couldn't do. Like, I couldn't clean up the floor. So I cleaned up the floor as much as I could, like with a towel, and then I like sprayed some bleach on the floor and kind of like wiped it up so that it wasn't just like all on the floor. But I was crying. Like, it took me 10 minutes to get myself together and then text my husband, because he was downstairs, to say, hey, babe, I had an accident. I tried to clean up as much as I could, but can you come and do the rest? Like, I didn't want to do that, but that's something within me that I have to deal with. It's very challenging, but I would say if you have this procedure, you definitely need to have somebody that is willing to help you without being asked. I have a lot of friends and a lot of family members, and my team is clutch. Like, my daughters came in, my sisters came in, my best friend came in, everybody came in, and my mom came and spent the day with me. And I mean, it's refreshing to have people that care enough to come and support you and be there, to just be there with you, even if you don't ask for help. Like, they just sit there with you all day. Watch your dumb shows with you. They log into their computers and do their work, but they're right there so that if they hear you in pain, they're like, oh, let me help you, or let me get this, or, I have an amazing team. So thankfully my children are adults, so I don't have any babies, but my grandbabies were here and they were even helpful. So, that uplift, it makes my heart smile. But if you don't have that much support, find a team of people that you can rely on, even if it's just get a list of friends and let them know, I'm having surgery this day. I don't need you to be there every day, or I don't need you to be there all day, but can you come check on me on this day? Like, have them do a sign up. They're coming to check on you on specific days. Like, there's a way to get this done and have support, but not necessarily require somebody to be there with you 24/7. Now, the first day, you need somebody there with you for the first 24 to 48 hours. But after that, you can probably manage, as long as you have everything you need within reach, and you're on a level of your home where you can get to everything you need to get to. So, but that's me. That's why I don't enjoy asking for help, but I'm glad that I have enough people around me that know me enough. They know what to do so that they can get me help without me having to ask. Okay. What kind of car is better to ride in? I got this question a lot, and I'm not sure why, but it's not like a BBL where you need to lay down flat, because you can't. Remember, you can't lay down flat. So, but I will say a SUV is probably better to come home in and do your back and forth for the first couple weeks, because trying to get down into a small car is very challenging. I didn't drive my car for a month, my little car. I had to drive my truck when I got back to driving on my own, because there's no way I could have folded into that little car. It's so little. Like a Chevy Cruze is so little, and that's what I had. So I couldn't because I'm 5'10". So trying to get down into that car, and it's low. So trying to get down and then trying to get up, it's easier to climb into my truck and kind of slide out than it is to climb down into the car and then trying to fold out of the car. So I would say a truck, SUV. Y'all, we are down to the last couple questions, okay? All right. How to get into bed. Okay, I have a really high bed. My bed is lifted. I have the sleep number bed, so it's lifted. I had to put a step stool beside my bed, and then I had to step onto it backwards so that I could kind of sit on the bed first and then kind of throw my legs around onto the front. But I also had pillows at the bottom of my bed, even though my bed lifts at the bottom. Like my bed lifts, it folds up on both the top and the bottom, but I still had to have the feet pillows and the leg pillows on the bed so that it could give me the elevation that I need, because your legs are supposed to be heart level, like they're supposed to be up, heart at the level of your heart, kind of to keep the swelling and things compressed, and circulation and things happening. So I would say step stool for sure, turn around backwards, step up and sit on the bed first, and then toss yourself around. Have the propped up pillows on the back. If you don't have a sleep on the bed, put the prop up pillows on the back so that you have something to lean back on, but not lay back. But once you get to a point where you can lay flat, you don't have to do any of that. You should be good. Let's see. Some helpful tools that I have for recovery. This is the last question that I have, and I think we're done. Some helpful tools that I had for recovery. I had the female urinal, which is like a pee funnel kind of for females. I had that. Poise pads were my friend for the first month and a half because my incision still was oozing and stuff. So for a month and a half, I used the poise pad. There were times where I needed the adult diapers, kind of depends. And that was to catch the fluids and stuff that was coming from the incision and the lipo holes and stuff. It was really good with catching that stuff, not because I was peeing on myself, because I only peed on myself one time, and maybe if I'd have had the diaper on, I wouldn't have had to go through all of this stuff, but I did not wear it for that. I only had it on to catch the oozing and stuff, and it was really, really helpful for that. Going to like your local pharmacy and going to the wound care section and getting those padded gauze, the long ones, the ones that are like maybe 9 inches long and maybe 4 inches or 3 inches high, but 9 inches long. Those are amazing. Like you can literally stack them across your incision with the hypoallergenic tape. Those worked really well for me. And then be careful with the tape. So I damaged my skin at the very beginning from using the tape so much. Like you can get the tape burn. The adhesive from the tape is really strong. So putting it on and taking it off every day is super traumatic to your skin. So I didn't know that. I was like, I was a G. I knew how to do everything within a couple of minutes. I would put my bandages on and then put my tape on, and I was good to go. And I did that for almost a month. Like I did it for almost a month, and the lady just kept telling me, don't keep using the tape because the tape is going to mess up your skin. I didn't believe her. So when I stopped using the tape, I started noticing that I had peeling, like a lot of peeling. You know how that your skin does when you get sunburn? I had that. And I had to put bio oil on it to get it to heal, to get my skin to go back. And that layer of skin that was damaged to come off, and the under skin to regenerate. So I learned the hard way. Don't use the tape for too long because it will definitely mess up your skin. You cannot use bio oil until your incision is completely closed, but then I wouldn't even suggest it. Then I would wait until your doctor gets you to the point of scar therapy. Once they get you to scar therapy, which I'm in the scar therapy phase now, that's when I think you can start using the creams and the silicone and stuff like that. But until then, don't use it. Use the triple antibiotic ointment and maybe some Aquaphor. Those were what they asked us to use when I was, not using the bandage anymore. Having tank tops, lots and lots of tank tops will be your best friend. Like I literally would put my Aquaphor on. I will put my huge underwear on, panties on, and then I will put my tank top on over top of my panties, and then I will put the faja on over top of that. So it's kind of a barrier so that the faja wasn't rubbing and fabrics weren't just rubbing and like irritating the skin. And then what else? The Q-tip. So cleaning out your belly button. I clean my belly button 2-3 times a day with Q-tip. Just stuck it in there and twirled it around. Especially when you get out the shower, you need to keep it dry, so you have to dry it out. Use Q-tip to dry it out. So Q-tips, and then I had the Chucks pads. Chucks pads are really, really helpful for like if you have a lot of oozing, you can kind of put the Chucks pads inside of the garment to kind of catch some of that, so that you don't mess up your garment. Spray peroxide is really good because it's hard when you have to do a whole bunch of maneuvering to use stuff. So the more convenient the delivery method is, the better. So spray peroxide helps you not have to twist bottle caps off and pour, and then sometimes you get clumsy during this recovery procedure because you're in so much pain and you're just trying to make sure that you do everything right. The spray really does help. Like you can spray it onto the Q-tip, wipe, or you can spray it onto the cotton swab and wipe instead of trying to, do. And it doesn't cost any more by being in a spray bottle. It's just, it's better in the spray bottle. Yeah, so I think those were all the questions that I got. And I hope that this video was super helpful to you guys. I hope that I was able to answer some of your questions. I will probably do another Q&A update at the further out that I get. I will do a couple videos talking about the scar therapy with the doctors have me using, as well as some other options like dupes for the more expensive things that the doctors try to get us to use, because it doesn't take the expensive stuff. Sometimes you just have to know what the alternative is. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you share this with anybody you know that's planning on getting this type of surgery, whether it's the lipo or the tummy tuck or mommy makeover, breast augmentation, whatever. Only thing I cannot help you with is a BBL, because your girl has not had a BBL. Do not plan on getting it because God has blessed me with my own lumps. So I don't have the need for that. But anything else, I can answer. Like any other questions you have about these types of surgeries, I can answer. And if I have not experienced it, I can point you in the direction of where you can go to look to, get the answers to your questions for someone that may have experienced it. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you guys watching another one of my videos. I hope that you become one of my subbies, and I love you guys, and I will talk to you in the next video. Peace.